Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm always very happy to have a friendly face on the other side of the Zoom. And you, if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see the lovely Joan Byrne, who is the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Arts for the City of Largo. Welcome to the show, Joan.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I always love to talk about the things that we have to do here in Largo.
Yes. So, a little background on how I know Joan. I used to run a pediatric office. I used to work with pediatricians. They are involved in the City of Largo, and I got involved with Playing Unplugged, Just What the Doctor Ordered, which is an amazing event that is put on every year, that grows every year, that is all about getting the kids to unplug and play outdoors in the parks like we used to when we were growing up, right, Joan?
Yep. Yeah, it's been very, very successful, and we thank you for your involvement in it. And it has grown. And depending upon where we are this year with COVID, we have some ideas. Even if we can't do the event the way we've always done it, we've come up with some ways to involve kids and keep them engaged and keep the theme of Playing Unplugged alive. So stay tuned for how that event, because a lot's going to depend upon where we are with the pandemic. Mm-hmm.
Well, Largo, as always, the City of Largo, and with the help of Joan, always pivots during, you can't throw anything at this city without them, rising above. I know this for sure because I sit on the advisory board, and I've been a very proud member, and I'm very proud to do that for the last few years. It has given me great insight of what it actually looks like to manage parks, recreation, and arts in a city as large as Largo. So, Joan, will you tell everybody a little bit about what has been going on since the pandemic started and what types of transition you guys have made?
Absolutely. From the day we were told we had to shut down operations in March until we completely reopened in June, our staff have been focused on how to get people out doing things, socializing, exercising, doing all those things. So their whole focus was to reopen safely and get people as close to back to normal as we possibly could, because we know not only are there physical health effects of this pandemic, but the mental health issues surrounding it and the isolation has been really almost done more damage than the virus itself. So we have taken practically every event that we've ever done and figured out a way, not the same way, but a different way to be able to do that. It started our first really big event, July 4th. We weren't able to do fireworks because we usually get 25,000 people there, but instead we took a patriotic themed parade to all the neighborhoods and I was amazed, really amazed at how many people came out to, wave flags and say hello and just, do things safely. So we were also one of the first entertainment venues at the Central Park Performing Arts Center in Central Park to reopen with live entertainment. We did it on a newly built outdoor terrace. Most of the groups that came in said it was the first time they'd performed since February. People were so excited to be there, and everybody was socially distanced, they were masked, but they were having a great time and they really needed it.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a great point. I mean, we've spent a lot of time over these last 100+ shows talking about mental health being, the ongoing pandemic, but only becoming worse because everybody's been so isolated. But it has been so wonderful to see what the City of Largo has put together, not just 4th of July. Why don't you tell everybody what you did for Halloween?
Oh, yeah. Well, we did a couple of events actually for Halloween. We did, in cooperation with our miniature trains, we did the Hollow Train event where we had all kinds of spooky scenes and Halloween themed things going on. And they rode through our miniature train. The tunnel was all decorated with spooky things. And it was a great event, sold out in 48 hours, which was a huge indicator to me of just how much people needed to have something to do. And then we also did on the Friday before Halloween, we did what we called it our Drive-A-Ween. And we had various businesses as well as all of the departments in the city set up in the parking lot, and they had various themed booths. And at the end of that, each child got a treat bag. We had over 1,000 people go through because we had 1,000 bags to give to kids. And my apologies, because we had traffic backed up on East and West Bay Drive for a long way. Yes. But I think those who made it had a good time. So we were really, really happy with that.
Yes, we all, we curse the city of Largo and celebrate you all at the same time when there is traffic right now, because the park is lit up so beautifully for Christmas. There's always traffic backed up, especially on the weekends, for people to go through it at night and just look at how gorgeous it is. I was so impressed by what you guys, I've always been impressed by the city of Largo. I'm not just saying that because I sit on the advisory board and I have been very involved. I've just been so impressed with the amount of events that you all put together and the amount of volunteers that it takes to get these events going. You have an amazing event person in your organization now. Kara's done a great job. Yes, you've had wonderful. Many before that are still with you, like Jessica Newsom, and everybody kind of moves around.
We have a lot of longevity in our staff.
Yes, well, you being one, what has it been, 922 years now?
I've been with the city for 21 years. I've been the director for almost 18, so long time, but loved every minute of it. I've never gotten bored.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, there's so much to do. You've really had some great growth, great expansion, great changes, great updates. I was with you watching Highland Rec being built out to this spectacular place that is so forward thinking and wonderful for the kids and the parent as well, with all of the camps. So let's talk about the camps first. There's so many things I want to talk about because there's so many opportunities for people to get involved with the city of Largo that they might not know about. Number one, you've made a big change this year where because of what is going on with COVID and we're all adjusting, we've taken the Play magazine that everybody's so used to getting and it has gone digital. So that's a new rollout.
First digital issue of that will come out for January. So this will be our first rollout. And we will still have some printed materials for people who are, new to the city and want to walk out with something in their hand, but it'll be a much more abbreviated thing than our 80-page magazine that we were printing 3 times a year. So we're going to test it, see how people respond. We know these days, most, especially young moms and dads, tend to go to the internet for most of their information, but more and more people of all age groups are using the internet to get their most recent and most up-to-date information.
And I know a lot of families rely on this magazine, not just to tell us about the workout classes that are available, but also about all of the camps. So why don't you tell everybody about what the City of Largo does in terms of camps?
Okay, well, actually, we have camps coming up during the holidays. We have regular full day holiday camps throughout the Christmas and New Year's school holidays. We also have specialty sports camps. This is the first year that we've done that. So for those who maybe don't need full-time childcare, but are just looking for something for their kids to do on half day or a full day or several days a week, they can register for those special sports camps. So that is something I think that's going to be really, really great. Then starting on January the 4th, we will begin, believe it or not, summer camp registration. And we have, I know, hard to believe. We have a number of options for full day camps for the entire summer. We have approximately 60 different specialty and sport camps. We have everything from cake decorating to baseball to comic book design to American Girl doll to you name it, and we've got something for you. And plus, we have all the regular camps at several locations throughout the city to make it convenient for parents. So,
And I know a lot of the families don't just rely on your summer camps, but you also have after school camps.
yes. Yes, we do. We have after-school programs at our two main recreation sites, Southwest and Highland. They pick up and deliver from a variety of schools in the area. And that's been going very, very well. We've been doing that for the last several years, and the program keeps growing. During the pandemic, we also had virtual child care, especially this first quarter of the year, when a lot of people were undecided about whether they were sending their children back, but they needed to go back to work. So we instituted a virtual child care where they would drop.
Tell us what that looked like. I'm trying to envision it.
That was a bit more of a struggle because we had children from a variety of schools, and the schools didn't necessarily coordinate their schedules. So what we did, the children brought their own computer or tablet or whatever device it was, and we had a classroom set up and monitored with our staff to help them to make sure that they were logging on when they needed to log on to the different lessons that were live on their live. They weren't live, they were virtual, but live virtual, if there's such a thing as that. And just to encourage them, because it's very hard to stay focused all day on a virtual learning or a virtual meeting. And that was very successful. Now, some of the kids, as time goes by, are returning to the classroom, and that's fine. We may pick up a few who decided not to go back to the classroom. I don't know. It's very fluid, and we've tried to be as flexible and responsive as we can be. Sure.
So I know that you really believe, as do I, in getting community feedback. Sometimes we think, I'm sure you and I, Joan, have thought we've had fantastic ideas through the years.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. But we really like to know what the market dictates, right? So what better way to get people to give really great feedback than through these focus groups that you have upcoming? Why don't you tell everybody about that?
Yes, every year we do a series of focus groups at our various locations to solicit feedback, not just on what goes on at that location, but also, what people's needs, interests, desires are for our recreation and park system to provide to Largo. And so anyone who would like to participate, we would invite them to come. We'll have one some of them are daytime, some of them are in the evening. And we'll do one at Highland, one at Southwest Complex, one at the Community Center, and one at the Performing Arts Center. In addition, for those people who would still like to provide feedback but just can't make it to one of those meetings, starting mid-February, we will also have an online survey. This is the first time that we've done that. What the in-person does is allows us to kind of go in more depth and to do some follow-up questions. As you know, when you fill out a survey, sometimes it's just, a check the box or a short couple word answer. And you'd love to know, well, what did they really mean by that phrase, So the in-person allows us to do more kind of in-depth probing of what people want, but the online also provides a wider reach so that we get a broader cross-section of individuals. But anyone who'd be interested in participating can certainly call our administrative offices, and we'll hook them up with the day and location that's most convenient for them. And we would welcome your feedback.
Yeah, so what we'll do in the show notes is we'll put those dates and times and different rec centers that they'll be hosted at. You'll see me at one of them. Yeah. I participate every year. I love talking to the community. I love hearing feedback about what works and what might not work in the city. Well,
and you bring up a good point that I neglected to mention. The meetings are actually run by our rec board members who are citizens just like all the people who participate. So it's not a staff driven exercise. It's driven by people who just have volunteered to help us with our recreation park system. So we really appreciate that. And I think it provides people with a greater comfort level to express their opinions.
Yes. And we just had our wonderful holiday dinner last night. I took Captain Play home.
Oh,
And
good.
he is hanging on my tree. I
I
put him
love
on
it.
last night. Yes, I will send you a beautiful picture of him.
Okay.
You also made us all beautiful candles that I thought were adorable. Joan is very creative. If you ever need a candle made, just call Joan. She's not busy. But I really love all that is going on. We got to hear a lot from Donna last night about what's going on in the Largo Cultural Center. I have a table for the show with Elvis Presley. My dad is a huge Elvis Presley fan.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so 4 of us, me, my husband, and my parents will go and watch the show. I think it's December 18th, socially distanced. They've spread out the theater to make sure we're all safe. Of course, we have to wear a mask because I wouldn't dare take my parents anywhere that wasn't safe. But why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what's going on at the Cultural Center?
Oh, the Performing Arts Center has lots of holiday shows coming up. There's some for children. And one is called Elf, which I think is going to be, this is the first time that we've done that, and that'll be lots of fun. We've got the $1 Million Christmas. We have the Celtic Christmas. There's lots of opportunities. I would urge you to go on our website to get the exact dates and times and prices, but the tickets are available for everything. One thing else we're doing this year new at the Performing Arts Center is we're having for children a noon Year's Eve party at the center. So for those who can't stay up till midnight and ring in the new year, they'll, myself too, they'll ring in the new year at 12 o'clock. We've done an event like that for a number of years at our community center, and we decided, what the heck, there's probably kids out there who'd like to be able to celebrate. So
that's
again,
great.
Information is on our website about that.
So let's talk about so the Performing Arts Center is amazing. Everybody needs to check that out. And if you haven't been to the park, I don't even know what you're waiting for. We'll talk about the park at the end because I think it's like the most exciting. But the community center, not until I got so involved with the City of Largo did I have any idea all that was going on. Now I know for obvious reasons because of the pandemic, you've probably had to alter a lot of the events that you were having, especially for the seniors.
Yes.
Tell everybody about the community center.
Well, community center is a magnificent building. It's on Alternate Keene, just north of East Bay Drive, and it opened. Actually, they're having their 10th anniversary in January. I know it's hard to believe it's 10 years old, but it is a magnificent building. It's a Platinum LEED certified building, so it's very, very energy efficient. It's was the first one in Pinellas County to get that certification. We have a beautiful ballroom there. We have also a wonderful outdoor area. We have an art studio. We have all kinds of, during the day, it's primarily senior activities, everything from,
Karaoke.
What's that?
Karaoke.
Oh, yeah, karaoke, everything from karaoke to yoga to line dancing, card games. Now, some of the things we haven't been able yet to bring back, like card games, because of the proximity of people and playing with strangers, that hasn't come back. But a lot of our other classes are in full swing, and we're doing it safely. Again, we've been open there since August and have had very good, the staff are extremely careful because we want to protect our seniors. We started in September with our luncheons, which again are socially distanced. We've had to restrict the numbers, but people are just so, the first luncheon, we honestly had seniors with tears in their eyes saying, we are so happy to have something, to be able to see each other and to have something fun to do and to look forward to. So that's what makes us happy, is when we get those kind of comments. It's all worth all the effort. Tonight, we have an event actually there. For years, we have done, it was called the Very Merry Christmas Party. And we had a program at the center, and then we took seniors on golf carts to see the holiday lights. Well, for reasons this year with cramming all those people into a bus and onto golf carts, we just couldn't do it. But the staff over there said, we've got to do something special for the seniors. So we are having the Jingle and Mingle. It's going to be primarily outdoors in the beautiful park area behind the center. They've decorated it. They've got all kinds of special things planned. Again, it sold out almost immediately. People are just dying for things to do. They really, really are.
Well, we'll go right back to where we started when we're talking about mental health. We're not just talking about kids or teenagers or young adults, or a lot of people have been affected because they just can't go out and not seeing their family. You guys being able to provide a safe space and pre-planning everything that I know that you guys have done has really been such a wonderful addition for our community. So let's wrap up, Joan, by talking about the park. I mean, I went last night to the board meeting, and when I drive into this park, Largo Central Park, I am blown away. How many lights are in the park?
A couple million. Yeah, we have crews of anywhere from 5 to 15 people who work all day, starting the week before Halloween up until Thanksgiving. So the man hours are incredible, but it's all worth it because we just get so many people who it's become a family tradition for them to come walk the park. We finally now have all of our lights are LED, which makes them especially beautiful and bright. And each year we try to add something new. A number of years ago, you'll remember we added those icicle lights that go down. They look like they're dripping down Central Park Drive. This year, they've added some color changing lights that you'll see them just outside of the Performing Arts Center portico. Even last night, I was a little distracted watching them during the meeting. I'll be the first to admit they are magnificent, just magnificent. So hopefully we'll be able to add some more of those next year. We try to do some little new addition each year. So keep
the Ferris wheel, the carousel.
Ferris wheel and the carousel are also operating every evening from Thanksgiving until New Year's. So come on out. We also have 2 food vendors who are selling, the normal kinds of fair things and hot cocoa and those kinds of things. So unfortunately, in the past, we've always had the Boy Scouts out there doing s'mores, but for reasons that, this year is just a different year, they've not been able to do it, but we hope that'll return next year because that's always a fan favorite.
Yes. Well, I know also the big hit of last year was the big Polar Express. And I'm sure we're going to bring that next year.
Polar Express went away this year because it was we had an inside of tents, but we are doing a different event this year, still using the train. Yes, indeed. We wouldn't, it's the what do we call it? The jingle train. And so this weekend, Saturday and Sunday night, we will be running from 5 until 9:30. It'll be all decorated. There'll be characters, each person who rides the train. And this is a ticketed event. And I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry to say, I'm thrilled to say we are almost completely sold out. We probably have 25 tickets left, and we'll probably be sold out before the day is over. But again, it's a fun thing. Everybody will get a souvenir ornament of their ride, and it looks like the weather's going to be. It looks like it's going to feel like Christmas this week.
A little bit like Christmas, which is good. A little
bit like Christmas.
So I know that this show is airing Wednesday, so you'll have had your award ceremony for your staff, which I know you look forward to every year. I would love myself to give a plug for your incredible, incredible team. I have never seen people more enthusiastic about going to work than I do at the City of Largo Parks, Rec, and Arts, because people love it. People love what they're doing. They're very passionate about it. And I know that that comes with great leadership. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with the team?
Oh, well, we have a tradition. Traditionally, we get together for a luncheon with everyone and then have our awards ceremony where we have our, employees of the year and our manager of the year. And we give awards for those who best represent the values that we hold. And then we have a lot of fun ones, but I particularly like it because this is my chance to kind of come up with a number of silly awards. And if you ask any of my staff who has gold glitter all over their workstations, I'm a mad woman with gold paint and gold glitter. So that kind of goes with the territory. I think especially some of the parks guys kind of roll their eyes when they get those awards, but I also notice them on people's desks throughout the year. So I enjoy it. It's kind of my opportunity because we have so many wonderful people who do so many wonderful things. It's a great opportunity to celebrate all that goes on.
You sure do. And it really takes an incredible team to make all of these events work and happen on the weekends, at night, when they want to be home with their families. So I would just like to personally say how impressed I am, and thank you for doing that for our community. You lead a great team, Joan.
It really is.
We love it.
We love what we do.
Well, thank you. I mean, we all love to work, play, and be in a community that supports wellness and well-being. There's so many parks. There's so many little trails. There's so many great hidden gems throughout the city. I highly encourage everybody to check out the website that we'll be posting today. Bring your families. There's no better place, in my opinion, to be with your family outdoors and enjoying what we can enjoy through this pandemic, which is nature, fun, some trees.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We want everybody to come.
Thank you, Joan. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. All right. So don't forget, if you mention that you have seen the show or listened to the podcast, Thai Technology, 3 months for free.